The 1960s were packed with British invasion riffs, folk rock harmonies, garage grit, and psychedelic sparkle. But some of the decade's biggest hits have slipped from daily playlists. Even though everyone knew them then, here are 10 forgotten hits from the 1960s that once ruled the airwaves and deserve another listen. Number 10, Bus Stop by the Hollies.
Bus stop with their shoes there, I say, we share my...
Radio dials in the middle of the 1960s spun endlessly through a vibrant spectrum, and this track was a mainstay for listeners captivated by expertly polished harmonies. Bus Stop by the Hollies captured UK and US audiences alike. Hitting number 5 on the charts in 1966 and marking a breakthrough for the group stateside. The tune's catchy structure, written by Graham Gouldman, later of 10cc, pairs narrative lyrics with sophisticated pop arrangements, qualities that set it apart in an era loaded with competition. The record's production, overseen by Ron Richards, layered jangling guitars and vocal blends that later inspired countless British acts. Despite its prime status during initial release, the song's presence faded as new genres took hold by the decade's end. This cut remains essential, listening for those tracing the lineage of pop songwriting and transatlantic influence in the 1960s. Number 9, Summer in the City by the Lovin' Spoonful.
Cool town, meeting in the city, dressed so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat looking for...
Late 1960s soundscapes were alive with experimentation, yet this single managed to bottle urban energy with timeless appeal. Summer in the City by the Lovin' Spoonful soared to number 1 on the charts in 1966.
Cool town, meeting in the city, dressed so fine and looking so pretty. Cool cat looking for a kitty.
Aided by a distinctive arrangement that included actual city sound effects layered into the studio mix. The song's stop-start dynamics and pounding piano riff created an instantly memorable feel, setting it apart from other folk rock hits. Co-produced by the band and Eric Jacobson for Kama Sutra Records, this track reflected the traffic, heat, and rush of city nights, striking a chord with listeners nationwide. Over the years, this record has become a hallmark of the group's catalog, even as daily airplay diminished, remembered fondly by collectors and music historians as a standout in mid-1960s pop innovation. Number 8, You Really Got Me by the Kinks. Every corner of the decade's British scene buzzed with fresh electric sounds, and this single stood at the heart of it all. You Really Got Me by the Kinks. Shot to number 1 on the charts in the UK and cracked the US top 10 in 1964, driven by its legendary distortion-heavy guitar riff. Recorded at IBC Studios in London, the song's raw immediacy stemmed from a homemade amp modification that produced its signature fuzz. The track, written by Ray Davies and produced by Shel Talmy, quickly altered the blueprint for rock songwriting and inspired a generation of garage bands. Later celebrated as a proto-punk cornerstone, this tune's punchy energy has been referenced by countless artists. Despite its influence, the song eventually slipped from daily rotation, remaining a cult favorite among enthusiasts of early British invasion rock. Number 7, Happy Together by the Turtles. Sun-drenched harmonies and psychedelic touches dominated the pop charts as the West Coast sound found its stride. Happy Together by the Turtles became an anthem of 1967, reaching number 1 on the charts for 3 weeks that spring. The song was recorded at Sunset Sound in Los Angeles under producer Joe Wissert, whose careful balancing of bright vocals and orchestration helped craft its instantly familiar melody. While this single topped charts alongside the era's most iconic hits, its joyful sensibility stood in marked contrast to many contemporaries experimenting with darker themes. The recording's layered choral arrangements brought a distinctly Californian optimism to the airwaves, and the tune lingered in TV shows and movies for decades. Today, this cut offers a nostalgic look at pop's cheerful side during the late 1960s creative blossom. Number 6. Mr. Tambourine Man by the Byrds.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song.
West Coast studios buzzed with the fusion of folk and rock, and this track ignited a new genre's arrival. Mr. Tambourine Man by the Byrds hit number 1 on the charts in 1965.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
Transforming a Bob Dylan composition into an electric classic. Producer Terry Melcher guided the session at Columbia Studios in Hollywood, employing session musicians, the Wrecking Crew, for the instrumental backing while the group provided their signature harmonies. The record's chiming 12-string guitar became a sonic blueprint for countless acts in the folk rock movement. Seamlessly blending poetic imagery with pop hooks, this single was regarded as a catalyst for changing the direction of American rock. While prominent at the time, the tune gradually faded from everyday playlists as tastes shifted, cementing its legacy with music historians and dedicated fans. Let's take a quick pause before we hit the final 5. Which of these tracks brought a memory rushing back? Did one surprise you, or have you been playing it for years without knowing who sang it? And what's your personal pick for the most overlooked hit of 1960s? Number 5. Wild Thing by the Trogs.
Wild thing, you make my heart sing.
Garage band aesthetics flourished as British acts pushed simplicity and swagger to new levels, and this single embodied that spirit. Wild Thing by the Trogs made an immediate impact in 1966.
You make everything groovy.
Rising to number 1 on the charts in the US while securing a top 5 berth in the UK. The record, recorded in a single take at Olympic Studios, featured a distinctive ocarina solo, a testament to creative production choices undertaken by producer Larry Page. With its direct lyrics and stripped-down musical approach, this tune appealed to listeners seeking a raw, unfiltered sound amid the era's more ornate pop productions. While it was once an unavoidable presence on radio, the track has since faded to near-cult status, cherished by garage rock aficionados as a primal cornerstone of the movement.
Wild thing.
Number 4. Time of the Season by the Zombies.
It's the time of the season.
Recording sessions at Abbey Road Studios often yielded legendary results, and this single emerged from those creative walls. Time of the Season by the Zombies became a sleeper success.
Let me try with pleasure.
Reaching number 3 on the charts in the US in 1969 after an initial lackluster release in the UK. The tune's memorable call and response vocals and pulsing bass line highlighted its psychedelic influences, while producer Rod Argent's subtle keyboard layers gave it a hypnotic edge. Overlooked at the time of its recording, this track eventually gained traction thanks to radio airplay months after the group had already disbanded. Today, the record serves as a testament to how the late 1960s experimentation in British pop can yield enduring, if sometimes delayed, appreciation among listeners. Number 3. Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells. The late 1960s found artists pushing sonic limits, and this cut is a testament to inventive recording techniques of the era. Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells reached number 1 on the charts in 1969. With production led by its performer at Allegro Sound Studios. Notably, the tune was an early pop single to feature phased vocals and guitars, an experimental process that gave it a swirling, dreamlike character. Its 5-minute album version was edited down for radio without losing its charm, allowing the record to capture mainstream listeners while earning underground admiration. While once a radio favorite, this song now emerges primarily on anthologies and deep-cut playlists, celebrated by collectors for its adventurous approach to mainstream pop of the late 1960s. Number 2. Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
We're bound to take your life. Hey, bad moon on the rise.
American roots rock found mainstream acceptance on both coasts as this single turned heads with its foreboding yet upbeat tone. Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival soared to number 2 on the charts in the US and number 1 in the UK in 1969.
One eye is taken for an eye. Well, don't
The record, recorded at RCA Studios in Hollywood, was penned and produced by John Fogerty, who favored tight arrangements and straightforward production. Despite the song's catchy melody, its darker overtones paralleled turbulent events sweeping the country. This track's remarkable fusion of swampy rock and folk tradition has been adopted for countless films and commercials, yet daily spins have waned since its peak era. The tune remains a point of pride for dedicated listeners and a highlight in the resurgence of American rock crafts during the 1960s.
Don't go around tonight. We're bound to take your life. Hey.
Number 1. House of the Rising Sun by The Animals. Few recordings encapsulate the folk revival's electric transformation as dramatically as this song. House of the Rising Sun by The Animals entered history when it hit number 1 on the charts in both the UK and US in 1964.
She sold my new blue jeans, yeah.
Studio legend Tom Wilson produced the single at Delane Lee Studios in London, using a single, unedited take, an unusually daring choice for the era. The track's minor key arrangement and haunting instrumental break set it apart from other transatlantic hits and paved the way for more experimental British blues and rock releases. Originally rooted in traditional folk, this record became a commercial sensation, but faded from recurring radio play with subsequent shifts in musical taste. Today, the tune stands as a reminder of bold risk-taking at the dawn of the British invasion.